Hello, friends. I'm Shwetank, and today I'm going to talk about how do we run meetings. We need meetings because we want to take decisions or we want to brainstorm on some of the cool problems that we want to solve. So, what happens is when we gather into a meeting, a lot of people talk about their own agenda, and then sometimes, and many times, the meeting's objective does not get accomplished, which is why it is important for us to be disciplined and conduct meetings in a way such that a decision can be taken. So there are certain ground rules. I'll talk about three important rules today. Rule number one is always set an agenda of a meeting. What you are trying to really accomplish in the meeting. Set an agenda first. Then figure out who your stakeholders are. Who are the stakeholders like finance people or project management people or product team, marketing, sales, HR. Who are those people who can take a decision, who can influence your decision, or who are impacted by the decision that is taken by in the meeting? So those homework needs to be done upfront. And then when you are sending the invite of a meeting to all the stakeholders, make sure that you are setting up the context clearly in the invite of the meeting, and you are also mentioning in the meeting invite that what is the decisions that needs to be taken and what is the outcome that you are expecting of this meeting. And ask your stakeholders, prepare your stakeholders by sharing any kind of a preliminary documents that is helpful for them before they come to the meeting, so that they are prepared when they are in the meeting itself. And ask them, set an accountability and ask them that please be prepared when you are coming to the meeting. That's one of the most important guideline when conducting a meeting. So that will set the meeting start. Ground rule number two, when the meeting starts, always set the context first, because you are driving the meeting. You need to set the context and then address the stakeholders that this is the agenda of the meeting and what are the key decisions that needs to be taken and what are the outcomes that will be expected from this half an hour or 1 hour or whatever be the time period that you have set for the meeting itself. That freshens off the urgency of the meeting in front of the stakeholders, and they also become alerted, right? Then start the meeting. People will start discussing about the problems, and everybody will come up with an opinion. You need to steer the meeting, and you need to always see that every stakeholder is given good amount of time to express what they want to contribute to the meeting, and make sure that a decision is taken and that decision is unanimously agreed. There may be a lot of people who may disagree to some of the things, but you can always steer the meeting by saying that we can agree to disagree, but in the best interest of the objective that you are trying to accomplish, the decision is taken this way. So that's the guideline number two. Once the decisions are taken, note down the decisions and figure out what are the things, what are the smaller piece of nitty-gritties that needs to be accomplished when the decision needs to be implemented. The third and the most important guideline of the meeting is you need to list each and every action item that has resulted as a part of the meeting itself. So that makes the meeting complete. You need to clearly articulate what needs to be done. That means each and every small tiny piece of action that needs to be taken by whoever needs to be documented. The second thing is who needs to do it. Try to set the accountability here, because otherwise it doesn't simply get done. Nobody knows who needs to do it. Sometimes it feels like an open-ended statement. People do not know what needs to be done. So set what needs to be done, who needs to do it, and the third most important thing many people miss, when that needs to be done. Otherwise people do not know what is the deadline that is with that comes along with this action item, and they just take it for granted. Even if everything is done perfectly, if you do not set a timeline, it simply doesn't get done. So this completes my analysis on how do we conduct meetings. So the first thing is set an agenda and prepare stakeholders. Second thing is always take decisions and unanimously agree upon the decisions. And the third thing is create action items and detail out and then send a minutes of the meeting at the end of the meeting. Thank you very much. This is Shwetank signing off.